Hi there, welcome to Google Sites in order to celebrate student work and growth. When you get there, what you're going to do is you're going to have to open it from your Google Drive. And to do that, you're going to add a new and you're going to go down to more and slide over to Google Slides. When it opens, it doesn't look anything like this. What you'll get is a blank banner at the top here. You have options to change the background to items that are already pre-selected or an image of your own. You can change the type of banner, whether you want it to be taking up quite a bit of your page, shrunken a little bit, really small, or just the words, not a background at all. You can lighten it or fix the coloring kind of by just hitting that magical star button. You'll notice as you scrolled through that there were a lot of different types of sections and a lot of different types of media that you can insert. All of that is going to be done with the tools on the right hand side. When you're in Insert, for instance, what I have showing here with these pictures of this robot class and the art class creations is called an image carousel. And what you can do there is just simply add images. At least two have to be added in order for it to rotate through. And you can add other things like buttons that lead to different places or dividers. You also have options to embed, add text boxes. You can insert things directly from your Google Drive, etc. And if you click on your Google Drive, you'll see that it takes a really long time to connect to it, but once it connects, everything's right there for you. And if you just click on the item that you want imported, it it really does pop it in and show up really nicely. Of course, they work together really well because it's a Google product. Um, I had some other things that I had done with students that were active and a Google slide. It was an active Google slide, so it interacted with a click. And what we did was we just chose to import it right from slides by choosing these options at the bottom. You can choose documents, slides, forms, sheets. This is the item I'm talking about here, a Google slide show that we did in my garden. And when you are in preview mode, you can see what everything's going to look like. Switching to preview mode takes you out of edit mode, which you're in when you first open up, into what a preview of a published site would look like. And inside this published site, the items that you insert work. So for instance, that image carousel that I showed you that you have to import images for, at least two images for, it's not actively working in edit mode, but it will actively work in preview and published mode. You can see what it's going to look like, every item. This In My Garden activity is a seek and find puzzle that I had students in sixth grade create. And when they clicked on it, it acts, right inside that framing. You can read the entire Google Doc that I put in there right inside the page. So you don't have to click a link or go out to watch video. You don't have to click a link to go out of this site to see everything that's here. This last part is a Google Draw. So I brought that in from the Google Drive because Draw was not one of the options of bringing it directly in, but you can bring it in from Google Drive. And it's clickable. You can link right on it. So the student help desk clicks on it and it brings you to the student help center. When you exit out of the preview mode, I also want to show you that beside insert, you also have the option to add other pages. This might be helpful for students who want to go from working with a, let's say, sixth grade page to a seventh grade page. So all you have to do is hit the plus sign, name your page. It will automatically populate a link for you at the top of your Google site. And then students can add an eighth grade page. And what they can do is they can just keep navigating from that top over and adding different project pictures or images or actual projects directly into their portfolios here. Now, another thing that's really nice is if you notice the background there, we have different themes that are given to us, but they're also customizable, the themes within this. So you can choose the layout of any of these that are already designed for us to use. And as you see, I change it. It changes a little bit of the font, a little bit of the sizing, maybe of the location of certain things. It also changes some of the color options. And those color options are for you to choose from in order to select the emphasis. The emphasis on each of these sections is something that gives it a background. So you can change it to a emphasis 1, which is a lighter background, emphasis 2, which is a more dramatic background, and then you just choose the color within that theme that you selected. But that's not all. You can also customize your theme color. If you go to the very last one on the right, what you can do is you'll get up a color palette to change it to. But know that it's considered a theme color, not a section color. Therefore, it will adjust all of emphasis 2 in any area to be that color. You can also change a little bit of the fonts, not too many. I mean, they're just very few little options, but here's where you would change the color to be exactly what you wanted it to be using that color palette over on the side. After inserting in pages and themes, what you want to do is start practicing. And if you want to stop here and start practicing a little bit with your own, I recommend it. If you want to keep listening, I'm going to talk more about layout. And layouts are how your sections of your page, section of your site are actually laid out. They have some pre-designed ones that you can choose from in the insert panel, but it doesn't mean you have to stick with all those things. You can customize it by customizing the color, and you can also choose to move it into another section by clicking and dragging it by a little handle on the left-hand side and placing it where you would like it. It lights up blue to show you that that's where it's going to be dropped. You can also click the plus button and you can add a lot of different items there. And if you don't want one box of those types of items, you can just hit delete and insert something else. It's a really nice, easy way to get your layout, and you can actually create a site for students of the type of layout you're looking for ahead of time, and you can assign it for them to make their own copy of it when they're done. What they have is a really beautiful portfolio through the years of their projects and things that they're proud of, which you can also include a link for them to keep throughout their years here at school. Right now, what they would have to do is just publish it. It will show up here. In the end, every time you make a change, it's going to show what it would look like after you publish it. That's your draft and what changes you've made already. And then you can just share it out with your teacher or your classmates. They can see all of your items. At this time, there is no way to add an email to share published work like this with families directly from a student's email. So we would have to do something like collect it ourselves as teachers and then resend it out to parents. As long as everything that's in there is actually shared with anyone who has a link. I hope this tutorial has helped you. If you need any further assistance, please don't hesitate to ask, because I really feel like this could be a very powerful tool for us to use and to help students with reflection on their growth and successes they've had in middle school. Thanks so much.